Hi. So I'm going to try and squeeze some of this in while I've got a few moments of peace. Can't guarantee that we won't get interrupted. So, question number 5, let's see what we've got here, is in your family of origin, what was the family secret that everyone was trying to protect? Secrets. I'm a huge, huge fan of secrets. I don't talk much. Most secrets reside in silence. I was raised in a place where you didn't really talk much. And I'm a person that people don't really want to hear speak much. And when I do, they're often quite surprised. So there was secrets lying in that silence. In my experience is secrets build in webs, levels, layers. Start with this little web, you know. Oh, what a wicked web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Web. And pretty soon the web has got another web and another web and another web. So we've got layers of webs. And then something else occurs, or the secret grows, or another component comes into place, and you have to add in another level of webs to keep that one growing. So now you're starting to stack up the levels of secrets, right? I teach families and young people that there's rarely anything positive that comes from keeping a secret. And then, of course, we have the inevitable conversations about, well, what about gifts? And what about surprise parties? And what about? And what about? And there's very few. Gifts, of course. Surprise parties, of course. But those are good things. And very few good things require secrecy. All bad things are attempted to be hidden and covered in secrecy. That's why I think there's so many words for secret. Masked, mysterious, withheld, concealed, stealthy, furtive, suppressed, covert, surreptitious, dark. Those are all words that people use to reference something that is a secret or not to be openly discussed, or something that they don't want known by generally in public or certain groups of people. Lots of ways of saying something is secret without actually saying the word secret. I think one of my favorites is anonymous. We already know how I feel about anonymous because we've discussed my preferences for anonymity. We've discussed the fact that I am not in charge or in any level of control over any anonymity that I may or may not have through this process. And those layers of anonymity are getting stripped away from me pretty consistently at a pretty rapid rate through this process lately. And I'm okay. I'm adjusting to that. Anonymity has always been one of my favorites, but I think the thing that has always kept me safe were masks. You would be amazed, maybe you wouldn't, at my collection of cosmetics and accessories. The things I can do with both can be a whole different person. And you have no clue what I actually looked like underneath. It would be like, I heard a guy reference one time that makeup is a sick practical joke because there's absolutely nothing real about it at the end of the night. When it comes off, you don't even know who you were talking to all night long. I kind of giggled because they didn't even actually realize how close they were to accurate in some situations when it comes to that. That ability to wear a mask keeps things a secret. Because if you can put a mask on that fits the moment and the person and what they want in that moment or what they think is needed or what you perceive as what is needed to keep you safe, that mask is all that is seen. Anything beyond that mask is protected, secret, it's anonymous. In many cases, not light. In my family, I was the keeper of everybody's secrets. And I was the secret. There was constantly adjustments for making sure nobody knew what was going on with me. Nobody knew what I was saying. Nobody knew what I was doing. Nobody knew where I was going. Nobody knew who I was dating. Nobody knew anything about me. Was the best way in my family's eyes for them to maintain their masks. There were things that I knew about my parents' childhood, each of their own respective, very dark childhoods, that nobody else was supposed to know. And in retrospect, later in their lives, they made it clear that they realized they probably shouldn't have told me those things, ever, much less told them to me and then told me not to tell anybody else. Because then I was the keeper of their secrets. I was the keeper of all my own secrets. And there still are, so many. A toy just went off across the room. Talk about a distraction in the middle of something important. I have no idea how to turn it off, so I'm just going to let it play because it's not going to stop me from what I'm doing. It is a little distracting, though. So I was the keeper of all the secrets. I was the keeper of all my friends' secrets. I was the keeper of secrets that weren't even any of my business. I worked in an office in school. I worked with special ed in school. I did a lot of different things in school that would keep me from having to actually be in class in school. And through the process of that, I heard a lot of other people's secrets. I was invisible. I've mentioned that a lot. I spent a lot of my life invisible. When you're invisible and on the outskirts, people don't always necessarily realize you're there. And you hear a lot and you see a lot about other people's lives. But you learn to keep it a secret because otherwise they'll start to pay attention and realize you're there. That quiet observer person, they usually have a lot of secrets. They usually know a lot of other people's secrets. Just in some of the things that you can ascertain about me from my testimony video and the very painful examples I provided in the first 4 questions of rigorous honesty, you could come up with enough information about me to realize there's a lot of secrets and what some of them were. But none of them ever served me well. None of them ever brought me any peace or joy or love or forgiveness or comfort of any kind. And they still don't. And I'm okay with that. Because I don't have any bad secrets anymore. Well, not between me and Father anyway. And anybody else doesn't really matter. They're not in the know. So it doesn't matter. I have often made references, even in my work, I tell people I got to get my Joan Jetson mask ready. Especially nowadays when we have these video conferencing and video texting and video phones and all the things that actually were in the Jetsons that we didn't ever think we would have. And I've had some time to think about this question because this was a really difficult one and I wasn't sure how I was going to go with it. And I must admit, Joan Jetson was my hero. Nobody ever knew what was going on with that woman. Full mystery intact. I got a few minutes apiece from the monkeys, and I was able to give you some information this evening. Tomorrow, late at night, I will be released from the responsibilities I'm currently enjoying, and I'll try and get you some more content about these questions.